Good morning. It's Monday, June 9th, and today I'm reading out of 3rd Peter chapter 3. It's 2nd Peter chapter 3. Sorry about that. Okay, and anyway, he starts out by telling people, reminding them about the flood that the Lord had made and saved Noah with. And then he tells us what is to come. If you want to read a little bit of what is to come, you could read Second Peter, and it's pretty important and it's pretty dramatic. And the reason he's telling us this, he says, "Beloved, do not forget this one thing, that with the Lord 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day. The Lord is not slack with his promises, as some think he might be, because it's a long time, but he's long suffering toward us, not willing that any should perish, but all should come to repentance." So he's waiting, and he has a plan, but he is waiting a long time in order for those who are not saved to still come to Jesus. And so that's what you need to know. Now, 1 day is as 1,000 years to God, and 1,000 years is as 1 day. So I was trying to imagine what that was like and why they can say that. Well, I was thinking, okay, if we would think, okay, is our life even important if it's 1,000, this fact? But it is, because I was looking back. 1 day is 1,000 years. Then our parents would be another 1,000 years, and I'm assuming, like, if people live to be 100, and like second, our great grandparents, they would be, all of these, if they lived to be 100, that would be 1,000 years. If 10 generations lived to be 100, that would be 1,000 years. So now I was looking at, okay, where did they get that from? Well, AD, 1,000 AD, everybody always thought that means after death, but it means Anno Domino, which means in the year of the Lord. BC is before Christ, and AD is this other thing. It doesn't mean after death. And our calendar started when Jesus was born, but he was born a couple years, there was an error in the calendar, so he may have been born 3 or 4 years BC, before Christ, and then his ascension would be 30 AD, 30 years, but there's no zero in between BC and AD, so you're either 1 year AD or 1 year BC. And the unbelievers have put on BCE, because that means before common era, and CE means common era. They don't want to have the focus be Christ in our calendar, which is kind of funny, because no matter what, the birth of Christ is the dividing line in history. Now, you'd have to believe, if you believe in facts, because when he was born is when they started the calendar. And now the Jewish people, they start the calendar when they believe that the creation of the world began. And so right now they're at 5,785, where we're at 20,025. And so the date of creation of the world is when they started their calendar. And so that's kind of interesting, because they also don't want the focus to be on Christ, but they do want the focus to be on God. Now, all of this, I'm telling you this because we are very, very important in this whole scenario, because 1 day is 1,000 years. Today, it's like 1,000 years, or 1,000 years is just one day. And so 1,000 years, of course, we don't live to be 1,000, but we have parents and grandparents and so forth. And eventually, probably about 10 or 11 generations down, we would start the first 1,000 years. And if any of us breaks that line, say we commit suicide before it's our time to die, then it messes up everything, because God's plan is to go accordingly. And he knows when the end of the world is going to come. We don't know how many thousands of years it's going to be, or if it's going to be today. We don't know. But all we know is it's going to happen. And we need to be right with God, no matter what else. And we need to continue to keep going, even when we don't want to. And I know there's many of you out there that don't want to sometimes. But we have to keep going, because our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents, God sees it all. He knows why we are the way we are. He sees what was formed and how we became who we are, and he will see after us, our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. And so we are really important. If you ever think you're not important, just look at 2 Peter chapter 3. Read it a little bit, and then contemplate that you are one person in one day in 1,000 years. You don't want to mess that up. Now, God already knows what's going to happen with each of us. And when we die, it'll be the way things are supposed to be. But if we kill ourselves, or commit suicide, or don't take care of ourselves so that we die an earlier death, we are messing with God's major plan. It could be 1,000 years that we feel like we have lived, because really we have, through our parents and our grandparents and so forth. And so just keep going. Just keep going. Know that you are the most important person to God today. Today you are worth 1,000 years, and you are very important, and he does not want you to mess with that. He wants you to just go along and do your stuff, whatever it is you have to do, because you're very important. Thank you. Have a good day, and God bless you.